At the risk of sounding dramatic, sometimes it feels like I'm decorating my studio apartment at the end of the world. Like, I ordered a bunch of new decor, and in this video, I'm going to unbox it and show it to you and show you how it looks in the space. I am a decor channel after all. But these days, with everything that's going on in the world in these dark times, it feels like I'm decorating an insignificant little dollhouse that is sitting atop a giant hellmouth that's about to swallow us all whole, and there ain't no Buffy around to slay these monsters. But amidst all the doom and gloom, I have to keep reminding myself that creativity is crucial. We have to be creative in these horrific times. It's like what Mark said in Rent during the La Vie Boheme number. The opposite of war isn't peace, it's creation.
The opposite of war isn't peace, it's creation.
And sure, that's an overly simplistic view of things, perhaps, coming from a recovering musical theater nerd who spent her teenage years mainlining the Rent soundtrack directly into her veins. But it rings true nonetheless. And I know it's not the end of the world, but it is the end of something. I swear this is gonna be a fun, positive video, but also I just wanted to be honest that I sometimes feel a bit awkward talking about decor while the world burns down around us. But remember, the opposite of war isn't peace, it's creation. So allow me to show you what I'm creating in my studio, and let's escape this apocalypse together. And if you're new here, my name is Steffi, and this is Hilo, and on this channel I talk about small apartment styling, cozy living, some of the more niche alternative fantasy styles, and the joys of living alone. So if you're into that, consider subscribing and giving this video a like. So let's start with this big boy. So here is the first piece, which is this little sconce mirror, and I ordered 2 of these. So the plan for this is I ended up hanging some wall art above my TV. And overall, I like it, but it's not quite right. I love the moon flower girly in the middle, so I definitely want to keep her there, but she can't be there by herself. Like, she needs to be flanked by 2 things. But there's something about this that feels too crowded, especially hitting up against this gorgeous AC unit. And even though the colors are lovely, I love the greens and the grays up against my brown paint, it just isn't landing properly for me. So my thought was I want 2 smaller things to go on either side of her. Again, she can't just be by herself. That would be just a little weird to have a single person depicted above my television without any context around her. So then I started searching for smaller pieces of wall art or sconces, and that's when I found these. Now, I will say, just as a side note, everything you see here I ordered after a day of antique shopping, which I was actually gonna make a video about. I was gonna make another antique shopping video, but I don't know, I was having a really hard time doing it. I went to 2 antique stores in one day and didn't find anything. And I also went to World Market that same day, didn't find anything. So everything you see here was a result of a day of unsuccessful antiquing and shopping. And this is stuff that I had been eyeing for a while, and decided, you know, at a certain point, you just have to start decorating. And ideally, I want my apartment to be filled with, you know, cool antique stuff, but I just wasn't finding anything. And you're kind of faced with this dilemma of, do I wait and just hope that I find the right antiques eventually and sit in an apartment that doesn't feel finished for who knows how long? Or do I move forward with some of the stuff that I found online? And these have that antique look to them, you know? They look a little goth, like something you'd find in a gothic manor. And I think these might be perfect for either side of our Moonflower Girl. Now, there is a chance that they'll be too small, in which case there will always be a place for these somewhere, you know? So we'll see if these look good. In fact, I'll show you right now. Now, this next piece I am very excited about. I'm very curious to see how it looks in person. It looked really pretty on the website, and it's part of the bedding plan that I have for this space. I want a new bedding situation, and this is my first step for that. That felt very sensual. That felt like a burlesque dancer pulling off her gloves slowly. And there's nothing sexier than a cute, cozy throw. Okay, so I am loving this. It is very, very soft. And again, this was part of my ordering blitz that I did after an unsuccessful day of antiquing. And so a lot of this stuff that I got is like faux antique vibes. I mean, what I love is whatever bedding I get, this is gonna tie in the dark brown of my paint and help me keep everything looking cohesive, because obviously this is a studio and I want a cohesive color story in here. And this really looks very antique-y, and I love the pattern, and even just little details like the fraying on the edge. I love little things like that. I feel good about this. I mean, I'll feel good about it when I have the bedding to complete it, which, by the way, I ordered bedding as well. I ordered this from Quince and it hasn't come yet. So the plan is to put this on the end of the bed with the Quince green bedding. And the idea is to pull the brown of the paint in this studio through this blanket and then pull the green of the couch through the bedding. So this is the vision, you know, it's all about cohesive color storytelling. And sure, it's running the risk of being matchy-matchy, but honestly, in a studio, matchy-matchiness is not necessarily a bad thing. Of course, there's a point where it can be pretty cheesy, but in a studio where things can feel really chaotic really easily, having a very like buttoned up color story, I personally find very helpful. And this blanket is gonna help me do just that. All right, on to the next. Okay, so this is the top of the new floor lamp that I got. So I have been on the hunt for a new floor lamp for honestly years to replace my Edison bulb floor lamp that I've had since like the early days of my first studio apartment. That was when I was really going through like a rustic industrial phase. But you know, it's a pretty egregious number of Edison bulbs, and I have been ready for a long time to move on to something else. And this lamp from Etsy has been on my radar for a while, and I finally decided to take the plunge with this one. It's so pretty, and it's by this Turkish shop on Etsy. And I just love the glow and the shadows that it casts in the photos. And it also just has this unique vibe to it. I didn't want a floor lamp that looked generic or boring. And I think these other two boxes are the other parts to the lamp. So I'm just gonna unbox these off camera and I'll show you what the lamp looks like now. Now onto this one, which I don't really know what this one's gonna be. I feel like I'm having like a Christmas morning in front of you guys right now. I have mixed feelings about it. It feels, I don't know, per my introduction to this video.
Per my last email, Linda.
I am having a lot of mixed emotions about being a decor YouTuber in this current landscape. So I'm just kind of working through them in real time. Oh yes, I remember what this is. These are the curtains that I ordered. So these are from West Elm, and I love the fact that they are floral, which obviously I have a thing for floral patterns. And so this is very much in line with me and the color story that I want to tell, to bring it back to that. I love the mustard yellow of the flowers, and I love the, you know, 70s vibe. I'm very into anything that gives me the 60s, 70s kind of rock and roll look. And really, I think that this side of the studio just needed some pattern. Like I really wanted a pattern and some visual interest to frame this large window. So I'll just show you what the curtains look like right now. So those were the new decor pieces I got for my studio. At this point in time, you have seen what they look like and I haven't. So hopefully they all look good. Let me know in the comments what you think and what you think I should do next. And in the meantime, you can watch this playlist of mine. It has all the videos I've done about this studio up until this point. So from when it was empty to now. So give that a binge next if you want some more studio apartment decor inspiration.